Okay, hello, welcome. I just want to explain a little bit about the process of doing a basti or enema. So during this mini panchakarma I'm doing for myself, I'm doing today 2 enemas back to back. The first enema I actually just did, and it was with 3 cups of water, just warmed, just so I could touch it, just warm to touch, with a half a teaspoon of sea salt. And I administered that, and I kept that in for 15 minutes, and that helped to clear out any fecal matter that was within my large intestine. Now yesterday when I was doing the Viratina, which was drinking the castor oil and other medicine, that was clearing out the small intestine, clearing out the pitta, home spot in the body. And today I'm focusing on bringing the qualities of warm and lubrication, moisture, stability into my large intestine through this oil. Now if you have certain types of disease, imbalances, or issues in your body, you can take different herbs in this process with the oil, cooked into the oil, so that, like, obviously strained, but there's a process. So medicated oil to bring that medicine into your body. But for today, I feel healthy. I just want to have like a little reset and release some of that Vata energy. So I'm just choosing to do the sesame oil. This is the sesame oil that I'm using today. It's organic. And it's not toasted, never used toasted. And I will be using, in the kit, there's instructions. I'm not following the program exactly, I'm doing my own program. I am going to do 3 cups of this oil and 1 cup of water. 1.5 cups of water. So I'm just going to put a pinch of salt and a pinch of baking soda. So that's what I'm going to administer to myself today. Now the main things that are most important to remember when we're doing this is first, so you have your bag. This is my enema bag. So like I said, I used it already. So I had already rinsed it out. And then you want to make sure that all the air is out of the bag before you put it in your, I may have to do it with 2 hands, but just make sure all the air is out before you put it in the oil. The other thing is, every bag comes with some type of device to close the hose. You're going to want to close the hose so that the oil or water doesn't come out this end when you put it in. The other thing we're going to do is, so make sure everything's nice and clean. I'm going to be putting water, the oil, into... Actually, because I don't really completely 100% trust these pots because they have like forever chemicals in it and it's not the newest pot, I'm going to be using jars to put my oil into. I'm going to put it into a Bagna de Maria. So the Bagna de Maria is just putting 3 cups of oil into this cups and then putting this into this with water and bring it to a boil. Okay, so I might do another one tomorrow where so 1 cup. I'm just gonna do 2 cups because I want to keep some of the oil. So I'm gonna do 2 cups of oil, and then I will use, if I want 3 cups, I use 2.5. cups, and then I'm going to water. So we do the Baño de Maria. I decided to do 2.5 cups of oil, and then I also have 2 cups of water. There was the other part of water I put in here. So that is going to be 4.5 cups of liquid altogether. I have a big pot, it's hot water. So I'm now this is called Baño de Maria. So just a bath to heat up the water. Using mason jars, which are, I hope this is the temperature that you want it to be, just that you can put your pinky finger into it and it doesn't feel too hot. You really want to pay attention during this process because it doesn't take very long to heat up. So right now it's almost like this is like the perfect temperature right now. That will be when I want to put it into my body. But so for example, this little guy who's completely fully immersed into the water, he's hot enough. So I'm going to take him out. And actually that got quite hot. So I think that the combination of that one with these ones, that will be good enough. So now, you pour into a vesicle that you can pour it into the bag. So pour that oil. Now this is hot, so be careful. You can grab another tissue, and a towel. Great. Now, as a way to wash this glass, you can put it back in there. So it'll be easy to wash after. And close everything up because you might not come down again for a bit. I want to put a pinch of salt in here. And a pinch of baking soda. Stir it up. Now depending on where you live, how cold your things are, for example this wasn't cold so it didn't take any of the heat. Yeah, that's a good temperature. So now I'm going to pour it into my bag. So you take out all the air from the bag, and then the next thing, like before you do this, actually, you want to make sure that your space is prepared in your bathroom. So I have a towel laid down next to the toilet. I know where I'm going to hang my bag. I'm going to use this hanger and I'm going to put it on the door handle in the bathroom. And I have my ghee up there, which I'm going to put around this insertion. To make it more oily and to make it so it doesn't harm my anal. And yeah, I have nothing to do for these next moments. Just prepare myself. You can light incense, you can have a candle, you can have music going. So however you like to administer that. Okay, so I almost made a mess up. Take the air out. And block it. Okay. see, with this spout, you can pour into the bag. If I had just trying to do it from the cups or the pot, would be more challenging. This is not my first rodeo, and this is why I want to share with you guys, because it's actually not that hard of a process if you follow these steps, you know. So I'm happy to share with you. Next, I'm going to bring you up to the bathroom to kind of show you how I do it. If I can do that without still being discreet for myself. Right now it's 9:33, and so I want to keep this in till about 10:10. And I have the towel laid down. I have a pillow. I hung this up, the enema kit, the bag, on the door. And I have the ghee here, so I'm going to put some ghee on the tube. Now this is kind of a complicated process sometimes, because like the pressure fills up and then you feel uncomfortable and like you have to poop and you want to push, but you have to breathe through that and just breathe deep belly breaths. So I'm going to start on my left side. Inserting the tube into my butthole. Okay, and now this contraption here, so I can reach it. So now I'm ready to begin. I make sure that the oil's still warm to touch, because if it's cold it feels uncomfortable, and of course if it's too hot, it should never have been too hot. You can't do it with too hot, it can hurt you. So I open it up. Now I don't know everything about the science of this. Sometimes it takes a few moments for the airlock from the tube or the air in your butt hole or whatever, the pressure, to get going. But once it gets going, it goes, and it can go quite quick. If it goes too quick and you need to pause it, like you feel like, oh, it's too much pressure, like, oh shit, then just close this, you know, and give yourself a moment to breathe through it. And yeah, okay, so it still hasn't started going yet. So I'm putting airlock here happening. So sometimes when this has happened to me before, I take it out, but then it can be kind of messy for a second because it might come out really quickly. Oh, there we go. It's coming, and you can see on the lines that's going down. Oh yeah, I feel it. So I had just adjusted it, pulled it out a little bit, not completely, and so it's now going down quite quickly. So I'm just going to chat a little less here and just focus in on what's happening. Deep belly breath.
Now, it's still coming, but slower than before, which is nice. Now it's the oil part. This organic oil has the qualities of warmth, stability, lubrication, moisture. And so when it comes into that large intestine, it really helps to calm the nervous system, as well as release some of that Vata energy in there. If like people have gas, especially like loud farts, like a lot of airy farts and stuff, bloating, constipation. It's still going, but nice and slow. This is nice. I don't have to do anything. It just does its own thing. I'm just laying here. Once it all goes in me, I'm going to switch onto my back for 5 minutes. I'm going to switch onto my right side for 5 minutes. I'm going to go into half bridge pose. And then I'm just going to try to hold it in as long as I want, because this to bring in the oil, like your body you want to keep things in for at least 15 minutes for your body to begin absorbing it. And well, since I really want to have a good outcome, I want to hold it as long as I can, as well as, it's quite, not that you should care about this, but I do that. This oil is quite precious, it's quite expensive, so yeah, I just want to do this as much as I possibly can. I want to just concentrate on meditate, to not be worrying about the pressure down there, and think about other things, and to release that need to let go at this moment, with the intention that I will let go all in 40 minutes. It's still going. I don't feel any discomfort right now. So, let's see here. That's still good. Sometimes you have to move your body a bit to kind of allow space and movement to happen. Almost done. I wanted to show you the last step here. That is, I just removed this out. Remove this out of my butthole, and then I clasped it here so that no extra oil or anything would come out. And then you can put anything left into the toilet. And then rinsing this out. I think they're like one-time use things. I'm not too sure. Maybe there's some that you can use more than once. I'll use it twice, like, back to back, like day to day. So I'm gonna use this again tomorrow. I'm gonna do this again tomorrow. I'm just gonna see how I feel. So that's all of that. So now I was on my left side, now I'm on my back. Stay here I was already here for like some minutes. Go to my right side. I personally tried to stay as still as possible until I was closer to the 40 minutes, and then I'll give my stomach a massage in clockwise direction. I'm just so grateful for my body, for being so healthy, and also for allowing myself to release stored traumas and stored chemicals. And I'm grateful for this process of Panchakarma for Ayurveda. That is in my life. And I just really wanted to help share some of these things with more people, because like when I was in school and I did my paper, I had to do like a paper on Western medical practice, and I remember what the actual concept was, but maybe it was like Western practice that was also Eastern practice. So for example, enemas or bastis, like they have been around, when I was doing my paper, they have been around throughout history. And I think it was cow bladders. So maybe since cows were around, and but maybe before that they were even using something. I have to check my paper. That was already like 8 years ago that I wrote this, but yeah, they've been around forever. Like the royals, the ancient royals, used to use basties a lot, especially after overeating. And a lot of like movie stars and famous people do basties. It helps with skin and stuff as well. And a lot of people who perform anal sex do basties before, so that the channels are clear. And they're just kind of like a thing. And there's so many different types of enemas, but the coffee enema is quite popular. I mean, coffee is like acidic. It can be acidic for some people, hence caffeine. I don't know if I want to put caffeine in my body like that. I don't even feel good when I have caffeine digestion through my stomach. So I definitely couldn't do a coffee enema. Again, I think differently about health than mainstream or the Western medicine though. Yeah, you don't have to be constipated to do it. I was not constipated before I started Panchakarma. I didn't have diarrhea. I wasn't sick. I didn't have a headache. I didn't have any issues. I was just really focused. Like, I go out of balance, I think, in my pitta, where I just get like really intense. That's my thing. Really intense. And it's hard to just relax. Always need to be doing something, and often needs to be productive. So that's why then alcohol or marijuana was something I like to do sometimes, because it helped to take the edge off, calm me down, because if I'm drunk or high, I'm not going to be doing work, or I'm not going to do anything productive. It's like that time. But I want to stay away from alcohol and pot for these next months. Well, I just wanted to cultivate a sattvic life and just be the energy and be in my truth. The other movement is bridge pose. You just lift up your buttocks, you push away from the ground with your feet, trying to have your knees straight from your hips. Don't have your chin just against your chest completely. This is just trying to shift that up. So I'm almost at the 40 minutes. It took a little bit longer for this oil to come in to my body though, so I want to keep that oil, I guess, more than 40 minutes from so maybe till 10-20 is my goal now. Walking around, breathing, you can do several things. After you've held it for that 40 minutes or so, you don't want to keep holding in the sensation out, because that sensation of the oil and water coming out, the energy coming out, is working with your apana vayu energy. The apana vayu energy is one of the 5 sub-doshas of the Vata dosha, and it works to dispel and to release. So your bowel movements, your urination, menstruation, is all, and when you give birth and all this type of stuff is related to this, so apana vayu. And so we're working with our energies right now, and we don't want to block the channels, but we're just kind of in a sense for this little moment, just for the purpose of holding in the medicine. But then after we've had the medicine long enough, you want to keep fighting the urge. You want that urge you want to honor the urge. Same with sneezing, farting, crying, all those other things. You should never hold that in, because that's your body's doing the process and you hold that in. And this is like, I don't know, I'll just talk to you about this for a quick moment. Our body is just like a crazy, amazing system that knows how to heal itself if we allow it. For example, if we get a fever, that is our body trying to kill off some type of virus or bacteria or something that has infiltrated our system, and our body will heat up to help to get rid of that. I gotta breathe here. But a lot of times people will take medicine to suppress that fever, so then your body can no longer fight off the pathogen or the virus or bacteria that was causing an issue in your system. Also, the same as if we get a cold, if we start sneezing and coughing and we start to have a loss of mucus, that is our body getting rid of things. That's our body's response to something entering in to the body or being worn down or something happening, and our body needs to go through a process to cleanse itself. It's getting rid of things. It's getting energetic. When you sneeze and you cough, you're getting rid of stuff. You're getting up and you're getting out the phlegm, you're getting out the mucus, and like your body's creating mucus for a reason. So as long as it doesn't go more than like 3 to 5 days is the complete normal time for your body to go through a process of something. So give it that process. And people, even if you don't take anything or you take stuff, it's still going to take 3 to 5 days. Only the one thing is, if you don't take anything, you just take natural herbs to boost your immune system. Like you're taking teas and honey and having baths and stuff like that. You will feel like really good after your cold and flu, and your digestion should be good. If you're taking this medicine, sometimes these medicines like hurt your gut. They kill bacteria, the good bacteria in your gut, and they're just, I don't know, man. They're just crazy. So like fevers are good, cold and flus are good. You don't need to take medicine for them. A headache is telling you stuff about your body. Are you constipated? Are you dehydrated? Are you on the screen, looking at the screen for too long? Are you stressed out? Do you need to go get a massage? Do you need to massage yourself? Do you need to stretch your neck out? Do you need to stretch your body out? Do you need to move? Do you need to get some fresh air? Is there too many toxins in your workspace? Are your eyes too dry? Is your body too dry? There's so many different ways. There are things that give headaches, and just taking medicine to suppress that isn't giving your body what it needs. Everything. Arthritis is not something that we need to have. It's not something that just comes with old age. You have inflammation in your body. Why do you have inflammation in your body? Let's figure it out. Is it from the diet? Is it from the lifestyle? Is there accumulated toxins in the body? Do you need to have a detox or a fast? Do you need to have a fast for 2 days to start with, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days? Do you need to have a fast each month because of if you don't like to change up your diet? Having a fast each month then to get rid of things. Special diet. So it's crazy just what people think about their bodies and what their bodies. If you have acne, that's also not necessarily a bad thing. It's like your body is telling you something that it's like releasing toxins and get rid of things. But why do you have this? Why does your body need to do that? Is the thing. Well, because something in your diet or lifestyle isn't in balance with your body. So, if you have red acne, it's like too much fire things. You need to maybe take some neem or other cooling herbs in your body. If you have little dry acne, it's like you have extra Vata, bring in more moisture, lubrication, topically and internally. Good types of oils. If it's white pussy, white pus is the kapha that comes after the pitta. Maybe you're eating too much dairy or sweet things. So I gotta breathe. It's because like there's oil, in my channel, like next to my asshole, and it just wants to come out. So I have to concentrate to not let it. Okay, I think it's about time. I'm gonna give a little massage now. I really want to get any kind of old, stagnant poop, anything that is no longer needed, any tension, any control, anything that is no longer needed, just leave my body during this purge. I'm so grateful for my body to have this opportunity for this purge. Ah. 10:20. Okay. I know this might be gross. Yeah, and I know that might be gross to watch someone poop. It's not something we get to do every day, but I just wanted to actually share a video of what it's like, because if people think it's like a bigger deal than what it is, then they won't do it. I'm not too sure what it's like when people go to professionals and get washed out. To be honest, it just never was my radar, so I never studied about it. But I have heard that it's really great because you get like a lot of poop out. But I also heard that it also like can mess up your kind of like your digestion, like because it washes everything out. I think the enemas are a little bit more gentle in that way. But yeah, I would try it. I would try anything once, and then just after a diet that's like from like liquids to
liquids, cooked foods, up to solids, and then up to raw foods. A lot of times people, their own health, doing health things, you know, or even after ceremonies and stuff, they're eating raw fruit, which is fine depending on the fruit and depending on the constitution. But fruit is often, like, that's why it's so refreshing. It's like wet and damp and cooling. So if you want to have a digestion that's like warm and you want to have like more like lighter, easier to digest foods, especially if your stomach is a little bit weaker, and it's going to be weaker if you had just done like ayahuasca all night long, or Kambo. Kambo is like when you therapeutic vomiting after you poison yourself. Or the shaman poisons you. Like, yeah, you want to like avoid like eating like raw nuts and stuff like that are just like hard to digest, because your body has to cook those things to digest it. So it's best just to like be easier on yourself. Why be so hard? I mean, cooked nuts, you know, like let's say you made like a rice dish, you know, basmati rice with some cooked nuts and some cooked fruit, yeah. And then some like herbs and spice, you know, herbs on it, some ghee or some good oils, and then also topping that with some herbs like cilantro or basil or mint, you know, something that like it gives you the fresh prana but easier to digest than something that's heavy and dense. Yeah. Digestive herbs is like the best thing to use. Even if you, let's say you're on a raw diet and you believe in that, that's fine. But still help yourself out then with the amount that you're eating. Eat less of it. Don't drink while you eat. And use digestive spices. You know, put some cinnamon or cardamom or cumin or a little bit of lemon and ginger on whatever you're eating. So that is my advice. I don't know how I got into that right now, but the most important things to think about are is 1, have dedicated time put aside, have a special diet before, and do this on an empty stomach. So an empty stomach is either doing it first thing in the morning, or if you do it in the evening, at least 5 hours after your last time you ate. 2, have everything prepared. You know, wash out the enema bag with sterile water. Have ghee or oil to lubricate the tip. No, like practice hanging it up in your bathroom and seeing if it goes down to the ground, if it can reach you. Put a towel down. Follow the instructions of whoever you're following for how much substance, so how much liquid and stuff you're putting into your body. Some practitioners think that potentially even the amount that I put in was too much, but before I heard that, I had already done it so many times, so that, I mean, it's, for me, I think it's great. I love it. I would even go like a bigger. I think I've done 6 cups before. This 4 cups felt really good, gentle, yet effective. And yeah, I think I'll do another one tomorrow morning. I'll see how today goes, how much more bowel movements I have, and if I pass, I'm gonna flush right now and then see if any more like actual poop comes out. That's what I'm interested in. And I'm just gonna have a liquid diet tonight too, so that tomorrow after I do the enema, I will also be able to see like if there's still poop coming out. That means that there was still poop like stuck inside. So I don't know. It's cool to know when you're releasing extra stuff. That's what I want. But I'm not really focused on the poop as much as I think I can handle another day of a little bit more sesame oil within my colon. I just saw there in the toilet there's lots of bubbles, so Vata is leaving. Woohoo! What else? But yeah, so doing an enema, it's really easy. You can even have, I mean, I think if you can wipe your own butt, you can administer an enema to yourself. The most important thing is also clasping that hose when you are gonna fill it, and then also at the end when you're done, clasp it again because there might be a little bit liquid left and you don't want that to go on the ground. But if you do, it doesn't really matter. It's just oil or water. So, and yeah, not to have fear about treating yourself, especially with the advice and guidance of a professional who's or person who's done it before.